Welcome one and all to the Naughty Corner. As you can see on my shelves behind me, I have a lot of games. And I don't get a lot of time to play them, let alone even build them. You might be able to see on quite a few of these, there is still the cellophane wrap. Which means I've got a problem. Which means I've got to solve that problem. And today I'm going to start solving that problem by starting to take a look at the Killteam Octarius box and how I'm going to quickly paint some Death Corps of Krieg or veteran Guardsmen. So, stick around, see how it's done. So the Killteam box has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while and decided it's about time to actually start cracking on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously look at the Death Corps of Krieg, or the veteran Guardsmen as they're better known. The terrain is really cool, and I think it was about time that I actually started to have a look through the actual Octarius book as well, just to start getting an idea on how to build and how to assemble them. Having seen there was a 10-man team, I had my eyes set on a very combat and range shooty specialist faction, and unfortunately, based on the sprues, it wasn't going to be as easy as it made out. With the team now built, I decided I need to start putting it together, and so I've got a veteran leader with a power sword and a bolt pistol, a sniper and a spotter, a bruiser and a zealot, a medic, a flamer and a comms guy, and then to round out the squad I had 2 trooper vets. With the models now on my painting station, it was time to crack out the airbrush and start priming them with Ultimate Primer Grey, also known as the Stylines one. I find it gives a really nice coverage and it just goes on nice and easily and gives me a nice layer to work either up and make it brighter or move it down and make it darker. To keep this as a speedy paint job, I decided to make it nice and simple for all the cloaks, and they were going to be grey. Now, to make it just stand out more, what I did was I used a feathering technique of going from a dark grey through to a lighter grey, mixing it in with the airbrush. This gives a really nice quick definition and quick tone to the model, and then allows me just to pick out highlights and individual parts with a paintbrush. The primary airbrush work done, it was now time to switch out to the trusty Army Painter wet palette and get painting down those individual details. To make it easy, I always start off with a fresh sheet and redouse the wet pad with water and just go from there to make life easy. First thing we do is use Army Painter's matte black just to do all the boot work. We're not going to highlight it because we're going to use a lovely finishing technique at the end to draw it all in together. Army Painter's hemp rope was used for the fatigues around the feet and on the actual backpacks themselves. We used Game Colour by Vallejo's Leather Brown for all the leather work. This included the backpack, the straps and the rebreather on the front of each model. To keep the model blended, we then took our True Copper Metallics and we used this on the helmet and on each of the shoulder pads of each model. So it's just to keep that sort of dark, dirty, dingy colour look, which we're going to go for with a Grimdark feel. Our last hand painted step was using gunmetal from the Army Painter range metallics, just to start picking out things like the swords, the guns, and any other defining factors of each model that we might have missed with another colour. At this point, with the exception of the basing, our models are tabletop ready, but to give it that extra bit of wow factor and that grimdark feel, we're actually going to bring in AK Interactive's Streaking Grime and use the airbrush to cover the entire model with this product. The reason being it's a very dark brown, hence our love and focus on the browns for this model. We're now going to take mineral spirits and some Q-tips, and we're actually going to use the mineral spirits to start removing most of this streaking grime from the model. The idea is that it will fall in the recesses and we can push it around to give it a very dirty, weathered look. And with that done, here is basically the finished model. The only thing we're going to do is a bit of Army Painter's Battlefield Grey and black just to finish off those bases and fill in the holes on our MDF bases.